Hi, this is Jen from Jen Diggy Junction. It has been quite some time since I have done a video, but I wanted to pop back into YouTube and let you all know that I'm still alive, which I was very sick at the end of December. I don't know that I was going to die, but that's kind of where I've been, plus the fact my husband and I took a cross-country road trip. We started where we live in West Virginia. We went all the way out to Tucson, Arizona. We hit 18 states, hit a number of thrift shops along the way, and let's just say I love thrift shopping in Denver, Colorado. It is fantastic. So anyway, here's a few things, not everything, that I've sold. Some of them's dropped off. I can't access the listing anymore, but here's some that I can and just want to talk about for a moment. When you find paint by numbers at garage sales, they are usually pretty cheap. Now, some thrift stores price them pretty high. I think I paid $1 for this paint by number. I had it for a year or two listed, but I sold it for $30, and I think that's a pretty good increase. I still have some of these left, so visit the link below if you want one. I have sold, I think, 3 of these in the past several months. It was something that I found at my grandmother's when I was cleaning out her estate. I've sold them for $10 each, and very, very cool, and a fashion designer even bought one of them from me. Right before Christmas, I was selling cruise ship Christmas ornaments like there was no tomorrow. I think people were planning on giving a gift of a cruise to somebody and wanted to have something for them to open with the tickets or whatever. So anyway, I buy any cruise ship Christmas ornaments I can find. I paid 50 cents for this one, and it sold for $15. Not a huge profit increase, but some of them I sold for $20, $30 right before Christmas. I found this at a thrift store. It is it's 7 out of a set of 12 ornaments. I paid $3.50 for it. They're nice porcelain ornaments. Unfortunately, it's only a partial set, but partial sets sell. And it sold for $25. Don't discount the stuff that you get free in cereal boxes. I found several of these at a thrift store for 25 cents each. It was on a half price day, so I paid 12.5 cents each for these sip and spoons. You put the spoon together and it creates a straw, and you can drink your milk through your spoon as well as eat your cereal with a spoon. And I sold 3 of these for a total of $20, and I would have paid under 50 cents for them. A few years ago, I bought a whole bunch of library-bound hardcover books of Gourmet magazine. This one is from 1967, Complete Year of Gourmet magazine, and it sold for $50. I think I paid $5 for the book, and it went to England, and they paid almost as much in shipping as they paid for the item. This is an item I've had on eBay, well, since before my mother passed away, and she's been gone for over 5 years now. This is what is called the Gold Book. It's a set of 5. It's iron ornamental something or other. I don't know what it is. It's a very specialized book. I paid $5 for the set. I knew it was going to be worth something. I went online. I had the only complete set anywhere online. But after 5 years, I was ready to sell cheap. And when I say cheap, I still got $130 for this set of 5 books. So if you don't know what something is, do a quick little search on your phone. See if you can figure out what it is, because you might be able to turn that $5 into $130. And I could have sold this a long time ago if I would have been willing to take $80 for it, but I knew it was worth more than that. This is a book that I purchased at a Goodwill outlet somewhere between here and Arizona. My grandmother was huge into crafting, absolutely huge. So I do know my crafting supplies a lot better than most people. I saw this book. I knew it would be worth something. I didn't know how much. One of the very unique things about this book is it had the patterns for it, and it had instructions in 4 languages. You can see up at the upper left, English, German, Dutch, and French. And I listed this at $80. Within 24 hours, I got an offer for $40, and I ended up selling it for $50. And I paid 50 cents, and it was listed for 2 days. I probably could have got full price, but I just wanted to make the quick dime, which obviously it wasn't a dime in this case, but I could have probably got $30 more for it, but, I wanted the money. I love selling cross-stitch patterns. They are easy to find. They are cheap, usually, and I know what to look for in cross-stitch patterns. The average person, you better do some research on it because they're not all created equal. Stony Creek is a good brand. It's not one of the more expensive brands, but this was a booklet that had 4 patterns for hymns: Amazing Grace, Abide With Me, Rock of Ages, and Beautiful Savior. For just this little booklet, I paid $25, and I sold it for $20 almost as soon as I listed it. I was at a charity sale last summer, and I've talked about this in some of my previous YouTube videos. They had, on the last day, I just made a pile of stuff, and I was like, what will you take for it? They gave me a price, and this is something that was in it. This is a total of 6 T-Tap workout DVDs. I believe this sold for $69.99, and I paid, I believe, $50 for everything that I purchased that day. One thing I do watch for is Christmas cross-stitch pattern stockings. This is a Stony Creek pattern. You can't see it from my main picture, but I wanted my main picture to be close up rather than this one. And I paid $25 for it. You can see the original price on it was $4. And it sold for $13 almost as soon as I listed it. I think that the cat really made somebody desire this. I was in a thrift shop recently, and I found a whole stack of Lizzie Kate patterns. I was so happy. They were $25 each. I got up to the counter. The lady was like, these are tiny. I'm not going to charge you $25 each for them. I'm like, I don't mind. Because honestly, I didn't mind at all. I was so happy to find them. And she's like, no, it's not right for me to charge you this much. And she's like, they're just so tiny. They have 1 pattern in them. And I'm just like, I'm willing to pay it, the 25 cents. So I paid 10 cents for this. And Lizzie Kate is no longer made. This is a Halloween pattern. It's a witch that says Bugs and Kisses. And I turned my 10 cents into $25. I am not real sure what I paid for this. I know it would have been under $5. This is a partial VBS kit. It does not include everything. It does include a couple of DVDs. It's from 2012. Group publishing Bible school stuff usually does well. And this I sold on best offer for $28. This is one of those cross-stitch patterns I have never seen before. I think I paid 50 cents for it when it was actually at a thrift shop that I stopped at when my husband and I were delivering the mid-century modern piece to New York that I'd sold back in December. And this cross-stitch pattern, I paid 50 cents for it. I could not find this anywhere online, like nowhere. So I just kind of guessed at what to price it. I priced it at $17 and it sold pretty quickly, so maybe I could have got more out of it. This is another that I bought at the shop that I bought so many of the Lizzie Kate patterns at. This is also a cross-stitch pattern. This is Santa at the seashore, and it's got the seahorses, the lighthouse. I knew this would be desirable. I looked and looked and looked online to see a comparable. I could not find any online. I kind of think I should have priced it higher at this point because it sold in 2 days of me listing this. One single pattern sold for $40. I have had this coffee cup for a very long time. It's dinerware, which is a keyword. So if you have something like this, you do want to put dinerware in it. And, it's Syracuse, China. There's a Cora's Breakfast. I can't remember if it's in New York or in Canada. I purchased this in Canada for 50 cents. American money's worth more, so, I don't know what I paid for it. It was under, it was probably like 30 some cents. Anyway, I sold this for $30 and it went to Canada. This is another of the Lizzie Kate patterns that I bought at the thrift store. I went twice because I was on my way to an appointment. I didn't have time to really go through them. One lady charged me a quarter, one lady charged me 10 cents for the Lizzie Kates. I would have happily paid $1 each. I left an extra donation. Anyway, this one, Bon Appetit, Bippity Boppity Boo, and Halloween, it sold for $20. This is one of those cross-stitch patterns that I look at and I'm like, I don't know who'd want to make such a thing, but I bet it's going to sell, and I bet it's going to sell well. It is by Prairie Moon. That is that's a company. It's called Somebody's Got My Tail, with, the cat, the pumpkin, all of this. It's one I paid 25 cents for, and I sold it for $40 almost immediately. Vogue sewing patterns are something that I always look for. This one was a sewing pattern where you could make a look-alike stuffed toy of your dog or your cat. And I knew somebody would really want this. I did have to hold on to it for quite some time. I will pay up to $1 for a Vogue pattern. And this one, I think I did pay that $1 for, but it sold for $20. This was not one of my higher priced sales, but I wanted to share it just because it's a very interesting sale. Again, this is something that I bought while thrifting in New York, Pennsylvania, on the way to deliver the mid-century modern piece that I sold in December. We were pretty close to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I picked up a bunch of Hershey Christmas ornaments to list. I don't have them all listed. I bought scads of Christmas stuff during that trip. Anyway, this is a little Christmas ornament that I put village and building in. And the person who bought it, and yes, it sold in June, the person who bought it wanted it for his model train. How cool is that? So make sure that you list all of your stuff so that if somebody's wanting something for a reason other than like this, I thought that it would be bought and hung on a Christmas tree. I didn't expect it to be used as a decoration. Just make sure you have enough good keywords so that anybody can find your item who might want it. And finally, this is a Labbit. I really don't know what a Labbit is. It's something with Kidrobot. This is a plush stuffed toy kind of thing. I mean, this is just weird. Anyway, something was like, this is really weird to me, and I like weird. Weird seems to sell. I mean, how bizarre is this? Like, you can see where the little butt is with the fake doo-doo there. Anyway, I paid like $2 for this at a